back to the podcast. It's your girl Shelly Nicole with the Remedy Podcast. Happy almost end of July because this is insane. August is right around the corner and the summer literally flew by. Like, make it make sense, seriously. Nonetheless, I was just telling my homegirl I had a good summer. I enjoyed myself. I did a few things that I wanted to do, so I can't lie. I enjoyed it this time. I think I'm more intentional now with enjoying my summers and enjoying just life, period. Not even waiting just until the summertime, but just enjoying, like, whenever I have the opportunity to be out, be around friends, and when I could do it, I could do it. Baby, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. But when I can, I'm in there. When I feel like it, I'm in there. I'm not really too big on constantly being on, on at all the social events. I'm just not. I'm too tired for it. Nor do I care. I'd rather take trips than go to somebody's damn club all the time. But that's just me. My preference, not holding anybody else back from what they love to do. Do you, boo? So, tonight's episode, we're talking a little, well, not a little, I guess a lot, about some women who believe that their looks are the only thing that they need to go for, or the only thing that matters in their life, or should matter, I guess, to get them where they want to go in life. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, being pretty can get you an advancement in some areas. Yes, we do know that. But that's not the end all be all. So when women use their vagina, or they use, this episode is going to be a little explicit, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at the same time. When they think that they use their vagina just for everything, to get anything they want, whether it's a man, a car, a house, bills paid, sweetheart, it's only going to get you but so far, and you're only going to be looked at in a certain particular way. So I don't know who this is going to hurt. I don't know who I'm specifically talking to. But my intentions, as every episode, is never to hurt you. It's just to bring to light what you may not have heard, or what people are too scared to tell you. Because I'm not going to be scared to tell you. I'm going to be very direct. And I say all of this with love, obviously. But your looks and your pussy will only get you but so far. So, like I said, Jesus, my voice, what the hell? Ladies, this conversation is probably going to make some people uncomfortable. And like I said, I love this. I want this to be an uncomfortable conversation, but a real conversation that needs to be had. Because somewhere along, like, these lines, or like just throughout society, or as the years have gone on, right, we started confusing attention with value. We started believing that being desired was the same thing as being respected. And for those of you who think they're the same, it's not. You can desire to have someone, to be with someone. You can like someone for what they can offer you, and they still won't respect you. Like, at all. So when they do things that make you mad, they do things that someone shouldn't be doing, in particular because of, you know exactly that this is bothering you and this hurts your feelings, and yet they continue to do it. This is somebody who just doesn't respect you, yet somehow always glorifies you and shows you off like you're a fucking trophy, but can't give you the decency to have some type of respect. There's a difference. And we also learned how to become the prize physically, but forget to become the woman who could, or should, sustain everything that she's prayed for. So your body may get him to notice you, right? You can get the work done. You could be in the gym 24/7, eat right, get lip fillers, get your hairline. What is it? Not your hairline. Get the instant facelift with the eyes. You can do all the Botox in the world. And your beauty may get you a free dinner And your sex may keep him entertained for now, but none of those things guarantee commitment. They don't guarantee peace, loyalty, influence, purpose, or fulfillment. And I'm telling you this because, yes, I also had to learn the hard way. And thank God I learned very early, too. But at the same time, it was God sitting me down like, listen here, shorty. You have to understand that even though you're pretty, you're not always going to get the respect that you think you deserve just from your look. And you're not always going to get people who value you either, just because you are pretty. Like I said earlier, most of the times, you're just a trophy. So tonight, let's get honest and let's be real. So I guess we can ask this question: do we live in a society where pretty is everything? And yes, we do. Social media has convinced many women, and y'all know some. If it's not you, you know a few women who are like this, whether you follow them or not, that feel that being attractive is the highest achievement that they can have. Sitting cute in a Mercedes-Benz, brand new, having their feet and nails done, body tea, waist snatched, face on surprise, and lips on super filler, hair down to the kneecaps. They feel like they have achieved everything in their life that they wanted to. They have achieved a goal that for most may never be reachable. But the honest thing is this, right? Looking good has become just an identity. Validation is measured solely now based on like your likes, the DMs, and how many followers you have. And while yes, I feel like we've kind of pulled away from it in a sense, we still have some people who linger and hold on to this, well, look out, how many likes can I get, or who's in my DMs, or anything like that. Just like I said before, cosmetic procedures aren't the issue, because believing your worth depends on them alone. It depends on you alone. So there's nothing wrong with getting it, but that shouldn't be your depending point, if you get what I'm saying. And many women invest thousands into their appearance while investing very little into their emotional growth, financial literacy, communication skills, and healing. Because, sweetheart, you can be as pretty as you want. And I think I made a post about this, and I've said this before, just in conversation with people whenever we would talk about women and what value they hold, and how sometimes in today's society we think, like this episode is, that everything revolves around looks. Baby, the looks are gonna fade. You can get all the surgery you want. You can spend all the thousands of dollars you want. But if your attitude is shit, no one wants to be around that. And even if you think somebody's gonna be around it for now, they won't be around it for long. Because it'll either end up in a physical altercation, or you guys are going to be yelling and screaming and hollering at each other, where it will get even nastier. If you can't communicate, if you can't talk about something other than what a celebrity is doing, the new Birkin bag that's out, the new pair of Tory Burch shoes that everybody's wearing, if you can't think outside of the box and talk about something of substance, you've lost it. If financially you haven't gotten a grip on your finances, or what you're spending on, or where all your money is going, you need to work on that too. Your emotional growth, letting go of what has happened in the past and moving forward. It's not easy. I'm not saying that it is. But when you have the true intention of solely wanting to change who you are on the inside, the outside is just a plus. You need to focus on what you can change that doesn't cost a lot, versus what you can change that can cost you a shit ton of money. The attention that you're craving is not currency. So attention doesn't equal respect It doesn't equal commitment, marriage, emotional safety, provision, loyalty. It doesn't, that none of that shit matters. Okay? That's not what attention equals. If beauty alone was enough, right? Answer this question. Why are so many beautiful women still lonely? Look at celebrities. Let's just go from there because I want to talk about the common, well, not the common, but the ones that we see often. If we just turn on a movie or a TV show, award show, whatever, right? Look at how many beautiful women within whatever genre of music, movies, whatever we listen to, hear, watch. How many of them are gorgeous but single? There's one person who I always thought was beautiful, Maya. Y'all remember Maya. And from what I know, she's still single. Or she is single. I could be wrong. Carrie Hilson. Beautiful. From what I know, she's single. Sanaa Lathan. Beautiful. Gorgeous. From what I know, single. This is all assumptions. I don't know if these women are still single, but from what I've seen throughout the years, these women have had, or never publicly at least, come out to say that they're married or they're in a relationship. So to answer that question, right, for my own sake, why are so many beautiful women, even within my family, within friends that I know, why are they single? If beauty matters, right? Men will pursue what they find attractive. Men also build futures with women they trust. Those aren't always the same women. I'll run that back for you guys. Men will pursue what they find attractive. Of course, a man is going to go and talk to an attractive woman. Duh. He's not blind. But men will only build futures with women they trust. And it's not to say that, oh my God, okay, so you're meaning to tell me that the guy who I was with, he didn't trust me, or that's not what I'm saying at all. Because sometimes relationships have ended because men were just not ready to be in relationships as much as they thought they were. And if I'm being honest, sometimes, not all the time, you were too much for them, in a sense of they had nothing to offer you but dick and money, probably. And some of them probably felt bad. Like, okay, well, I can't give you anything else, so let me go about my business. And again, obviously there's multiple reasons as to why men choose to like leave relationships, or relationships just don't last as long. So don't start to nitpick when I'm saying men build futures with women they trust and thinking that, okay, so then none of them could trust me. Because that's not necessarily the case. I'm talking about specifically the women who think that them being attractive is the end all be all, and that's the only way a man is going to see them, if you get what I'm saying. Like, they use their beauty to gain status, to gain relationship. That's who I'm specifically talking to. And can we please get this thought out of our head that pretty is a personality trait? Because it's not. Like, I don't know where that's a thing that people say, well, I'm pretty and okay, but that what else about you is pretty? Like, not just your face and your body, but what else? Who are you? When nobody is complimenting you, who are you? When your body changes, who are you? Because gravity has a way of showing us that things can fall and drop. Who are you when you're 55? When the filters come off, who are you? When you're in conflict, who are you? Let's see how many of y'all can honestly answer that. Who are you when life gets hard? Do you shut down? Do you get mean at everybody? Do you drink a lot? Do you take the problems head on? with no issues, not, complaining. Who are you? The qualities that outlast your looks is the emotional intelligence, the accountability, the kindness, the wisdom, discipline, peace, confidence, not arrogance. That is personality traits that anybody, not just a man, we're not even talking about them, but just people who you come in contact with, other females who you want to build friendships with, other grown women who have done the work in their healing, who are continuing to do their work in their healing and their growth. That's the personality traits that you're looking for when you meet people. It's not always just about, oh, she's a pretty girl. Okay, no, but is she a pretty girl who's respectful? Is she a pretty girl that knows how to talk to people? Is she a pretty girl who knows how to curve her attitude? Is she a pretty girl who you could speak to without her getting loud? Can you correct her if she's wrong without her catching an attitude? Is she a pretty girl when the eyelashes, the makeup, and the hair is a mess? That's the personality traits that everybody looks at. Because you can become very ugly the moment you open your mouth. You can become very ugly the moment that a conflict or a situation arises, and the way you answer it and how you deal with it is like a turnoff. And I feel like a lot of the times as women, we do have to hold ourselves accountable as to how we act and how we respond to things. Because yes, life is gonna life. Shit is gonna hit the fan. We know that. But how we deal with it and how we respond to it, it has to change if it's not working out the way that we have normally done it. Okay, so while yes, we all love some good sexing time. We do. We all love it. But one of today's biggest dating myths, I think, is if I'm good enough in bed, he'll stay. If my vagina is popping, if the pussy is good, he ain't going nowhere. Where the fuck did we get that idea from? So, a little reality check. Many people have left a relationship where the sex was great. Just in case you didn't think that could happen, it can. Because people rather have peace than great sex. And I think that's something that I can definitely say society has, or at least is moving towards, I would think, from my standpoint, moving towards peace rather than just the bare minimum. And the prettiness and the handsomeness, that's bare minimum. That's good. It's great. Of course, you don't want to just be with anybody, nobody who you're not attracted to. But I think we're looking past that now. Especially for my generation. We looking way past that. Like, okay, yes, we need you to be fine, but is your emotional intelligence up to par? Like, can I have a conversation with you? Are we able to communicate? All that other shit is dead. Well, not all the other shit, but you know what I'm saying. The sex and everything, again, it could be great. That's fine. But if it's costing you peace, you gotta go. And people are also leaving over disrespect, over poor communication, over manipulation, dishonesty, emotional immaturity. I tell you, one thing that turns me off more than anything else is obviously the lack of emotional intelligence, like you not being tapped into that. But even your emotional immaturity sends me off. I never thought it did until like I was in situations where it was like, no, that's really how you're thinking at this grown ass age. That's your thought process. Okay. And yes, you have to be patient with people because some people never had it brought to their attention. Some people were never told that was an issue. And I look at that from all aspects and all avenues, not depending on, how I know you and where I know you from. Like, I will literally understand that maybe this was something that was never told to you. And being able to come have a conversation with you in this tone, to tell you what you need to be told from this standpoint. Not from any others, not from screaming, not from the whole back and forth yelling. Keeping my cool and having to have a conversation is the best way to get your point across. I didn't think it was, but it is. Nonetheless, people are leaving regardless if the sex is good or not. The sex may create the chemistry, but character creates longevity. And if your character is shit, I suggest you start working on it. So like I said earlier, beauty fades. Things drop, gravity comes into play. Everything does not sit tight, and hang the right way. Things start to fall. And it's not negative. It's just the reality of everything. Everyone ages. So I ask you this question. What are you building that time can't take away? Because like I said, eventually your skin is going to change. Your body's going to change. Trends are going to change. Everything changes. Every 10 years you realize a fashion trend that happened 10 years ago comes back. 15 years ago, it comes back. It's like the way of life. It's the circle of life. But wisdom, leadership, faith, grace, purpose, those become more valuable as you get older. Those are things that people who are tired of the mundane, same old routine look for. And if you're not tapped into that, you need to be tapped in. So how do you become the whole package? Shit, I don't even know. No, let me stop. But I wouldn't say that I have all the answers. I never say that I have all the answers. I just use what I know from what I've done, what I've seen, what I've learned, and how I am not the same person who I was 5 years ago and who I am today are two different people. Instead of just asking yourself, well, how do I become prettier? Because again, we know how that works. You could buy a little something, inject yourself with a little bit of something else, go get the surgery, get bigger boobs, abs chiseled, waist be gone, ass on 1,000. We could do all of that. That we know. But instead you gotta ask yourself, how do I become wiser? Turning off social media, reading some books, getting tapped into your Bible, listening to podcasts that do something for your brain and for who you're trying to become. YouTube. You can watch motivational speeches in the morning. You can, again, watch podcasts on YouTube that feed what it is you're trying to be, who you're trying to become, and what it is you're trying to learn about yourself. How can I become more emotionally healthy? Tap into your emotions. It doesn't make you soft because you want to know about who you are and what frustrates you and what you have held on to, the trauma, the hurt that you have experienced. And truly letting it go. Going to therapy. I will forever say that. Going to therapy. I'm not saying you have to go to therapy your entire life. You may have moments where you'll go for a few years and then you won't go. And then you'll go again. And then you won't go. Going on a solo trip, going to spiritual retreats, even if you can't leave your state, going on a drive by the mountains, by the lake, wherever, to get you in a place where you feel more in tune and tapped in with yourself, rather than constantly like you're fighting your old emotions. How can you become better with your money? Write down what it is you're spending your money on. I wrote in a notebook all of my bills and what I have to pay and when they're due. And that has kept me on track. Do I fall off sometime? Absolutely. But do I find myself, once I'm falling off, to hop back on? Yes, because we all do. We all fuck up sometimes. It's not a perfect race. No one's asking you to do everything the correct way from the beginning to the end. We're all going to mess up. But knowing where you're putting too much money in versus where you got to pull back. Where you should start investing your money instead of buying bullshit. Being more feminine without losing your standards. That's another thing that you can tap into. Being more peaceful. How do you be more disciplined? How do you become better with conflict? Better at choosing your partners. Me and my friend were having this conversation the other day, and me and her were talking about how God has a funny way of showing us whether or not we're done with the people who we have been in relationships with. So God will send you the same person over and over and over and over and over again. Not the same person, like let's say you were dating an Andrew and you keep getting Andrew at your door, Andrew at your door, Andrew at your door. No, you're getting Andrew's personality, Andrew's traits in Sam, in David, in Corey, in Justin. You're getting they all have something in common. They all are acting like Andrew. So God is going to keep testing you with all the old. Men, this goes for you too. God is going to keep trying to see if you are over Samantha. He's going to bring Lisa around. He's going to bring Vanessa around. He's going to bring Chanel around. And all of these women have something in common. So the way he's going to see is that he's going to test you. Are you truly done with what you decided you wanted to have in your space? Because we made the choices. We all do. We always make the choices of who we want to deal with, who we want to have as a partner. We never really ask God, like, okay, is this the person that we want me to be with? Like, let me have a sit down with you, big dog. Like, is this the person? We don't never do that. We don't. But maybe that will save us a lot of agony if we start asking questions and asking, is this the right person? Is it not? If we start paying attention to the same characteristic traits, if we start paying attention to what this one is the same as this one, that one, and that one that I've dated before. And it's not to sit here and say, oh, you're going to treat me like the rest of them, or you just like the rest of them. No. Let's not confuse the two. Are they personality-wise, characteristic-wise? Do they have the same things that the last one who you were traumatized with, who gave you bullshit, who cheated on you, who manipulated the whole thing? Do they have all those same characteristics as the last one? And if all of them do, that means you are being tested and you're failing the test non-stop. So how becoming a woman that you want to be means that you got to change the rooms that you're in. And it's not necessarily to say like a literal room, but closing the doors to what no longer serves you, letting go of what was cool back then or what you had fun with back then, but what is not allowing you to grow. That's how you become the whole package. You outgrow certain things. I would say that's how I've learned to grow and to become a better woman than I am today. I had to hold myself accountable, but I also had to let go of what I tried to hold on to. And I had to be very, very, I asked God a lot for discernment in all areas of my life. Because I needed to know where I was being tested at and what I needed to change. And God, listen, I'm telling you, God will constantly test you. If you really tap in and you pay attention, He's testing you more than you know. He is testing your ass. So here are some hard truths, and I'm just gonna be very honest as I wrap this up. Pretty gets attention, character earns respect. Plain and simple. Your body can attract a man, your peace keeps a healthy relationship alive. Okay? Validation is addictive. Confidence is quiet. Healing is attractive. Discipline is attractive. Integrity is attractive as well. Being desirable is different from being dependable. Okay, and looking expensive isn't the same thing as being valued. You can put on all the name brand clothes you fucking want, but if your attitude is shit, and I'm talking to not just women, I'm talking to men as well, even though this episode is mainly to us girls. Gentlemen, if you're listening, I'm talking to you too. It don't matter how good the pussy is, it don't matter how good the dick is. You become unattractive. So, some of the remedy homework. I'm only gonna give you guys 2 questions. I'm not gonna give you 4. What's one quality you value more than physical attraction? If you could look at somebody and you could say, hey, I like this about this person outside of them being pretty, what would it be? What's something you've invested in besides your appearance this year? Outside of you getting your hair done, your nails done, going to the gym, fat freeze, whatever you did, lip injections, whatever. What is something you've invested in besides your appearance this year? So ladies, let me remind you, there is absolutely nothing wrong with being beautiful. There isn't. So don't think that's what I'm trying to get across here. Get your hair done, buy the dress, wear the makeup, feel sexy, put that shit on, all of it. None of that is the problem. It's not. Because we all could do that. The problem starts when your appearance becomes your entire identity. When you solely rely on your looks to gain you access to anything. Because if all you bring to the table is looks, what happens when someone prettier than you walks in? Then what? Because there is always someone prettier. There's always someone with a better body. There's always someone with the longer legs. There's someone who has a nice flawless skin. There's always something above yourself. When you bring wisdom, peace, purpose, emotional maturity, faith, discipline, and integrity, you bring something that can't be replaced. So don't just become the woman everybody wants to look at, because that becomes exhausting. Please. Become the woman whose presence people can remember for a long time once you leave the room. And again, not solely just because of how you look, but just simply because of how you treat everyone. So you guys, I want to thank you for listening to this episode. I hope it gave you some advice from your big little sister, whoever I am to you. And I hope you guys continue to tune in. Hope you guys have a great and safe week. It's supposed to rain a lot this week. It's supposed to rain tonight, tomorrow, I think the next day. And then we get nothing but nice weather after that. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll hit the pool or something. Because can't put this good weather to waste when we begin nasty ass weekends, which is so odd. Mother Nature, what you got going on? Because, like, why are you doing this to us? But anyway, I love you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a great night. Whatever happens today, leave that shit into today. Don't get mad at me because I have moved it to Tuesdays. Only because I feel like when the weekend is all said and done, sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you, I'd be forgetting, like, oh shit, I got to put out an episode and I didn't put one out. So I moved it to Tuesdays because it just makes it easier for me to record it either Tuesday or Monday. Just makes it easier for myself. So again, I love you guys for listening, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all later.